Hey and welcome to the channel. Right, doing a live stream. Right, so I won't be able to interact too much, and I won't be able to change the orientation of the screen. So I won't be able to touch it until we reach our destination, which is going to be. So it is 40 minutes past 12. What's the date? Oh, God knows. I don't know what date it is. I think it's the 22nd. I think it's the 22nd. Now, what I've discovered about live streams is I did one, well, I did 3 this morning, and what I discovered was that I think portrait live streams are there's more viewers going to come on. But this type of live stream I'm doing here, I don't really have the cradle I've got. I suppose it would go portrait, I'm not sure. It might not really look very well. So the rules are, you can't touch your phone, right? So that means you can't text, you can't phone anyone, unless it's hands-free. But it's obviously, that means you can use your phone as long as you switch the fucking thing on before you put the keys in the ignition. And that's the thing you would need to watch. If the police stopped you and you thought you were going to film them, you make sure you take keys out of the ignition first. Say I'm going to film the police with your smart apps. I think they would get you for that, because I think if the keys are in ignition, I'm not sure about that. I'm pretty sure even though they're still in the ignition, you could get done even though the engine's switched off. But I don't know about that. So what's happening? Right, so we're going into Edinburgh. Now, I really did fancy going to Dundee. That's what was on my mind. I was going to go to Dundee. I sat there humming and hawing about it. And so Dundee, the rent's only £5. It's at Morrison, Tesco. And it's kind of like double the distance from my house to it's kind of like double, yeah. It's like, so it's, I think this is 31 miles. I think it's like 60. Is this 39? No, it's 61 miles. And to come in here is something like 39 or something, 37. I think that's what it is. Now, you haven't got fucking, do we need diesel? Do we need diesel? Do we need diesel? Forget it in Astra. I know it's got a really weird fuel gauge in it, this thing. It really does, yeah. It does. It's got a weird gauge on it. It's got the mini. So we've got the weird noises of the day in this machine. So the way I'm doing a live stream, I'm not touching it, but that means we can have a solid video all the way in without it affecting the data in the phone. Not that I'm particularly worried about it, but yeah, well, there comes a time when the phone gets full. I think we're coming to that moment, so I'll need to empty it tomorrow. So some people like to do the phone out. You can see me talking, but I prefer I like you to see what's going on out the windscreen. That's what I prefer. Right, so if you forgot anything, always go through this fucking hassle. Have you forgot anything? Like, what have you forgot? So the tyre looked a bit flat at the front, so I'd pumped that up. It was like 20 psi, it should be 30. And yeah, I don't know why that was. Maybe just it's been on for a while. We'll just assume it's just lost a little bit of air without thinking there's actually a leak. So anyway, I was two minds about whether I'd take the car to Dundee, and then I sat. So I worked it out. I worked out the finances of it all. So it was like, well, Dundee's £5 with the car. Well, if I took the van, it would be £10 to Dundee for the rent. But here it's 22 where I'm going, but it's 14 if it's a car. And the reason I sort of pay more, well, the reason I take the van is to sleep in it. Well, there's a wee sort of car park bit in there, laid by a hard shoulder thing. Goes away to the left. I never noticed that before. Yeah. So we're going down to Dumfries on Sunday. So that's the whole plan. In Edinburgh. Shouldn't be hanging about here too long. And then unload the van into the white car down to Dumfries. It starts at 10, so I need to be there for about before 7. So I think we get in, I don't know what time we get in, I think it might be 8 or something, or is it 7:30? Might be. So, you know, I've seen about old pals and stuff, and I like a lot of people that get older, they get grumpy as fuck. You know, I thank fuck I got away from some of them, you know. I like what I try to do is avoid people who are horrible, right? Because there's loads of horrible people around. So what you do is you go, right, I'd rather be lonely, you know, without anyone, than have some grumpy bastard, right? So I think that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? You know, I think that makes a lot of sense. Right, I think. It does. From the back there. It's sort of like, you've got to watch, it's at the edge. There's a big massive gap in the door. I need to get a new rubber seal for it. And I'm not saying the bag would fall out there, but I reckon if a jug fell over, money would actually fall out the side of the van, which would be quite upsetting. Definitely, yes. Upsetting, you're right, it'd be very upsetting. Extremely upsetting. So, right, so I thought, right, we'll just go to Edinburgh. That's what I thought, right? We'll just go into Edinburgh, and at least I know what I'm doing. Bearing in mind, I'm going to Dumfries on Sunday. And then we're going to Silith. We're going to Silith on Sunday, actually, because I'm staying there in a hotel, and then we're going to stay Monday night as well. So I've been looking up the pubs there, so I really want to have about 4 pints of real ale, probably. I don't know what the bar's like in the hotel that I'm staying in, but so I'll be working at Silith Airfield. That's where it is. So I'll only be able to have a couple of pints on Sunday, but after Silith we'll be able to have about 4 or 5, because we won't have to drive until later on the next day. And the plan is Tuesday just to head back up the road. Probably got a couple dollars to the way back. And what the fuck? I can't even see how many people's watching this. There's a truck there, truck spotting. I think it could be quite a bit, I don't know. And there's, what's this? So, what the fuck's going on? Who wants to fucking watch a live stream of some fucking idiot driving a van to Edinburgh? Nobody. So the weather's starting to turn a bit colder now, you know, as we're coming out of A9 Kincardine. Alright, well, we're not going that way. Right, so so apparently Dumfries is great for buying. So that's the plan. Try and buy some stuff. Try and get some deals. I'm not really very good at buying at car boot sales. A lot of people are. When you see them, I've got some pals or acquaintances that are really good at it. Alan in particular, he doesn't really travel around, he just does Falkirk. But he's just got he knows what things are worth, or he'll look it up and he'll find out. And he'll see something and he'll pay, say, £10 for it or something. And he'll know it's worth 30 or 40 or something like that. There's a lot of this sort of, I would say, antique sort of stuff he goes for, or interesting items. And he's not like me, he's not really tight, he'll pay like a decent price for things. I think that's the problem I've got. A lot of people are just too tight, and we don't know what anything's worth. And you've got to be fair to some people, you've got to, you know, you can't just expect them to give you it for 50p or something. So he's really good at that, and I'm trying to learn. I mean, I'm 59, I'm fucking trying to learn. But a lot of stuff I get, I'm just quite lucky sometimes, and it seems to work. But maybe it doesn't work that well, and I'm not really making much out of it, really, but I quite enjoy it. So the whole point of the fact is, we're going to stay at this hotel for a couple of days, and it's going to cost more than what I, you know, bring in. But it'll be good fun, and it'll be a nice break. So, you know, we don't worry about it too much. So this knocks fuck out your body, the rhythm, because you're actually driving when you should be asleep. So I have to do this pretty much. What I'm going to do on Sunday, I'll need to get up about 4. I think I'll need to get up about 4, drive down to Dumfries. So what was I talking about? I try to avoid annoying people, but it's like, mostly I can do it, but the problem is, if you say nothing, you've got the problem that you don't want to fall out with people, that they're doing things that are unacceptable. So you've got to kind of try and have a bit of a balance. But some people are just so fucking impossible that you just need to get away from them. And there's a woman like that I met, and she started arguing with me. I suppose she's what you would call disagreeable. Yeah, I think that is that a thing that, if you think about it in terms of looking for a mate, if you're a man, you're looking for a mate, there's certain women that are actually just broken women. And I'm not trying to be horrible to women here about how relationships work. There's a lot of traffic in there. What the fuck? Why is it so busy? There must be something on. there's some women who are broken. So this woman is disagreeable. So she's pretty much just disagreeing with everything now with me. It took a while. It took a while for her to start on me. So I've known her for nearly a year, and now she started. And it's like there's a pattern. There's a pattern that happens with me, and not all the time, but occasionally, yeah. It's usually a woman. It's not normally a male. It's normally a female. They just don't fucking like me, and it's like, it's really, you know, I know that not everybody's got to like me, right? I know that, right? Not everybody likes everybody, right? And that's the normal part of life. So the people that don't like you, you've just got to avoid them. But for me, I've got this tendency to really fuck some women off. They just do not like me, and they'll start all sorts of nasty stuff. But this one, they're sort of skirting around, you know, like, is this transphobic, you know, that sort of thing. Well, really, it probably is, you know, or I'm just, or is it the autism? It might be that, they read things. So the thing is with me, right, I'm not trying to make excuses for my behaviour or anything like that, but see, like, say, if you want me to do something, you have to be straight. Like, so this woman sort of has accused me of various things, but one is that I never gave her a lift in the car, right? And in actual fact, she never asked me. You know, such a manipulative, horrible person. You know, so it's at this group that I go to for my mental health, and I just said to them, look, I says, this is actually this is bad for my mental health. And then so I says, so I wrote up this fucking complaint about this woman, right? And I didn't send it. So I went back and she was still behaving like an arse. So I left. So I'm trying not to become implicated in this. So basically there's a thing where, oh, they two just don't get on. No, I got on with most people. It's just she's a freaking arse, right? So, but you can't say that. So like my friend, one of my friends on Facebook put something about that type of thing on Facebook. And the thing is, you cannot call out a narcissist. You cannot tell them how they hurt you, because they don't give a fuck about how they hurt you, and they're just going to use whatever you say against you. So you don't say anything. So basically, what I've got to do next time I see this mad woman, because I've gone back. So because I complained, they've actually cancelled the group this Monday. It was supposed to be this Monday, which is fine because I'm going down to Dumfries. Well, it's not. So they cancelled it. So I won't have to. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to speak to her. I'm not going to speak to her at all. So even if she became pleasant, I'm just going to go, I know, and that'll be that. And I'm going to get my notepad with me. And if she's nasty again, what I mean is, she's got this habit of bringing up grievances and previous problems. Whereas what I do is, if I fall out with somebody, I'll keep it quiet the next time, try and move on from it. That's what a mature person would do, to give her a chance. So what I'll just want to take a notepad. She starts going, I'm going to write it all down. I'm going to hand it in the police. But hopefully that won't have to happen. So it's an example of me being with somebody who's completely and utterly broken as a human being. And so there's a thing this American guy's on about the chicks. When the chicks are trying to be born, come out the egg, you mustn't help them. You mustn't help them, because if you help them, they'll die. And I believe that with that woman, with most of these women, these people, they with everything, and they're going to die. And I think it's because they can't survive without being. So that's the chicks will die if you help them out the egg. So I think there's an analogy to be made there with this woman. She wants everybody to do everything for her. She's going to dominate. Wait a minute, Sheila was like that. But Sheila was quite nice. My friend Sheila died. She died about a year ago. So she was actually quite a pleasant woman. But she was like that. Just fucking sat and did fuck all. Never did anything. Didn't walk in. Well, she walked to get fags. That was about it. Wanting lifts. But she was okay with it though, but she did die, right, she died. Basically her health just, she was probably, I think she was 60, she was about 2 or 3 years older than me, and she died, it must be over a year since she died actually. They went to the Royal Oak, I think it was Royal Oak in Alloa. I'd been there with them before, her and Laura, and Sheila, I think it's really busy. I think that road is really busy. There must be some reason. There's a fourth road but shut. It just looks to me to be unusually busy for this time of night. But anyway, she was getting up off the chair at the end. They'd had her meal and she was getting up, and the frickin' chair collapsed. She went back down and she broke her hip and she died in hospital. I think it's about a week or so later, or 10 days or something after that. So that was the result of her breaking her thigh. But because her health was, well, she didn't look after her health, she was obese, so she flattened the chair. But some of these chairs are a bit iffy, some of them, you know, like the legs a little bit, at the end of the day. So you go, oh, would she still be alive if it wasn't for that chair? Well, maybe, aye. But then you can't blame the people who've got a chair. Well, you could, maybe you could, aye. I've always find this line of blame a bit weird. Where does it end? You know? Like it's going to end with someone. I just do genuinely think there's something funny about the traffic on the other side of the road. It just seems unusually, for the time, it's 2 minutes past 1, right? It just seems a lot busier than I would expect it to be. And there's hardly nothing on this side. So I was watching a video of Dr. Grandy about that. His last name's Singh. This truck driver in America, and he was doing he was doing a go around on a fucking freeway, highway, or whatever it's fucking called. And there was a car crashed right into the trailer, and the people in the car died. And I just think it's just, they come from countries where there's fucking shite driving goes on. I think that's what it is. It's quite simple. And you see that in this country. You see people doing stupid fucking things. Taxi drivers, because they're foreigners. Get me your fucking lights. So everything's going downhill in this country. The thing about the migrants, I find it really annoying that they use hotels. Like at one time, well, I'm staying in a hotel tomorrow night, and the next night, it's something special. You know, it's not something you really like. It's something you should enjoy. You should do occasionally. You're either on holiday, or you're a businessman, or a businesswoman, or you're, well, basically, that's all the reasons, isn't it? You should be staying in a hotel. So what did the government do? They made it so hotels can't afford to function. They can't afford to pay the costs involved to run them, partly because of their net zero shit. So what's happened with net zero is that a small minority of rich people are screwing us over, and it's based on lies. It's fundamentally corrupt, because it is completely and utterly fake. It's false. They're using false information to screw us over, and I don't know, is it going to come to some kind of head or end or something? What's going to happen? You know, I mean, is it really the dog's bollocks to be the rich as fuck? Do they deserve it? Well, you know, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Fuck, right? I'm just fucked off about that. So hotels, should be able to function. So what we're getting now in our society is we're getting these fields getting full of homes, and the companies that build them are going to go bankrupt. The companies that fit the battery facilities are going to go bankrupt, and we're going to be left with all this shit infrastructure we don't need. And there's no way, you're not going to be able to go to a hotel or a pub or anything. So you're just going to have loads of fucking detached houses that people can't afford, and they're just shit houses, aren't they? Overinflated prices. Oh really? Is that what you're moaning about tonight? Aye. Oh aye. Overinflated prices. I'm not expecting to do that well tomorrow. I've not got that much stuff, but I've got enough. Just go in and get away by 12. Get out of here, you know. There's going to come a time when this old van's just fucking had it, innit? I never actually had any tea last night, or whatever you want to call it. I had like this bread with cheese on it, and I think sometimes I'm still a bit, I don't know if my health's that good actually. Oh, stop moaning. You're still fucking alive, that's what matters. Alright. There's a blue light up there, aye, yeah. Is it going to come onto the motorway? It might. So I'm with Mark Steele all the way. He's talking about these clean air zones and everything. He says they're kill boxes. And he takes the worst case, he's right, the worst case scenario of everything that the government's doing to us. With their, you know, their scanners and their clean air shit and all this infrastructure that they're putting in. And I'm totally behind it. I can't really say too much what I think should happen to all this stuff, because technically somebody could report me on YouTube, so I better just not say. But I think you get the idea. Oh aye. I've no idea how many's watching, probably none. Aye. But I mean, there's people can watch it afterwards, so it doesn't need to be, you know, none. There's fucking none watching. But what I noticed was the landscape. People didn't seem to watch the landscape live streams. There's one like. Thank you, whoever you are. Thank you very much. You've been so kind. I think that the live streams and the landscape, people don't seem to watch them, and I think it's something to do with phones. That it's maybe just awkward watching it on a phone. Maybe there's not that many people sitting at computers, although there might be, but when I watch videos on my computer screen, yeah, I also watch them on the phone as well though. I reckon an awful lot of people are going to be using the phone. But nonetheless, we'll just keep on streaming right the way in. Aye. So the Brace Falkirk page, all you get, so every single village has got women, mostly women, and men as well, but most of them moaning about speeding. And I think that's just normal. You're going to get that. You're always going to get that. And the problem is now, they're actually listening to them. Edinburgh. We are going to Edinburgh. Slateford. Foreign exchange. So, you're always going to find somebody saying, oh, the cars are going too fast, and they're going, fuck, you know, it's like, well, and that, so they go and put a 20 zone in, and I think, oh, that's fucking solved it, but it doesn't solve fuck all, does it? It doesn't do any good, 20 zone. Because people don't pay attention to it, and, well, why should they? It's a lot of shit anyway. Scottish Government and their pookery. There's a message come up there, but I can't read it because I'm driving. I'm refusing to read it. I'm dipped, Fanny Brain. I hope these annoying people are not behind me tomorrow. God, there's not a lot I can say about it though. Not really. We are doing 55 miles per hour, we're motoring. We really are motoring. So I might do a live stream tomorrow on the way home actually. Yeah, why not? Yeah, so I'll have to look at it. I was looking at this camera that's got a magnetic holder thing on it. That'd be pretty cool. A video, wouldn't it? So it's just, having relationships is very difficult, and I can't even have a decent relationship with my children, unfortunately. It's just the way it goes. What can you do? I think my daughter's trying to punish me or something. Probably, I think she is, yeah. So it's like I'm the one that's always got to make the move and everything like that. And then sometimes you think, oh fuck it, you know, I can't be arsed. You know where I am, fucking come and visit me, but no. You don't want to, so that's fine, that's fuck what I can do about that. And my son, well, I try to get, when I went up there, I used to go up there for years, he loves with his mother, and it's like, going there, every Christmas, and she was like, and then all of a sudden she sort of decided she wanted rid of me, I think, for whatever reason. So she started like screwing money off me and stuff, and then so I wanted to do a car, an auto jumble up at Afford. So the following Christmas we all fell out, and I shouted at him, I shouldn't have done that. But they didn't want me there, and that was fair enough, so they can go and fuck themselves. You know, they're just sort of stuck in their own, like, you know, the reality is that he's in his bedroom playing video games. Unfortunately, he didn't see the benefit of coming away with me to the auto jumbo itself stuff. You know, he's just not interested, and there's a plane coming in. Look, there's not a lot I can do about it really. Yes, it's quite sad because it would give them a bit of opportunity to do. They don't seem to want to do anything, you know. Whatever it is I do isn't right, and they don't want to do that. You know, so I also say, well, what's your answer? You got a better answer? Well, they don't, do they? So fuck it. You know, they could have made some money in that, but they don't want it. So wasting my time going on about it. It is sad. It's tragic, but so that was about 2 years ago, I think. We come for a year and a half since we fell out at Christmas, and this age-old trap. I should have seen it coming. What she was doing. It's in the book. Let's you and him fight. Even though I know that stuff, I forget sometimes. What the fuck's this? I hope we're not having to go away in a detour. Oh my god. What the fuck is this? Oh fuck. Alright, it's okay. Alright. Right, that's some panicking there. Right, is it, you know, are they bastards switching off there? There's been times when they've shut this road totally, you have to go away that way. Yeah, that's happened before, yes it has. It was a while ago right enough, but then you've got to keep up all this road closures and everything. So yeah, it's quite sad, but that's the way it is. You know, what can I do about it? So he's 20. Was 1997 he was born. So that's. No, he's 28. The smell. I think it's the smell of that road building. I hope it's not the smell of this van. It's almost it's a bit in its last legs actually, you know. I do have a recovery. I think I'm probably smelling the road though. Oh, it fucking stinks. Yeah, it's got a leaking injector, this thing. He's 28. 997, so it's 25, 6, 7, 8. He's going to be 29 next year, and that's just the way it is. That's what happens when you get divorced, isn't it? Right? You know, you'll end up. It's not good for the children, and they get a raw deal. What happens, what do you do about it? What happens is the parents are, sort of oppose each other, and they're in a fight. It's like a fight club, isn't it? And try to outdo each other, whatever it is, and so they're not working in the interest of the children. So the children grow up fucked up, and that's what's happened. So it's very common. Well, very, very common. There's not a lot we can do about it, really. lights. So this whole thing about this climate thing, and I know most of you, I assume that everybody knows there's a lot of shit, right? So, you know, the world, so they're not cleaning anything, because China and India is doing more. They're having more coal-fired power stations. It's not, it's just, you're going to have the air that's clean here. How does that work? Does the air stay here, does it? You know, it's total shite. But it's fucking horrible what they're doing. And the point I was trying to make was the police and the NHS and the fire service, who else, the councils, they're all in with this climate scam. They're getting forced into it. But that's because the people that are employed in the council and the police, they're just going to go and agree with everyone, aren't they? Get paid, get promoted. So it would take a bit of courage for one of them to stand up and say, no, this is wrong what you're doing to the people. Because it's a political ideology. The climate scam, or because they started calling themselves climate deniers, didn't they? Those of us who didn't believe it, like me. I've been called a climate denier a few times. But I think mainstream people are going against it. I blogged on Facebook with this clown, didn't I? About being a climate denier. Yeah. Bullshit, climate denier. Because I don't agree with your fucking crazy ideology. I'm a climate denier. Go round hard here and everyone falls over on the back. So I'm trying to take it easy. And I need to pull over now. This Citroen's going to go for it. But so he's went over the solid white line, sitting in there, the taxi. But really, you're supposed to wait until after that white line's finished. I've seen me going over it, but because there's traffic about, I think it's probably, I don't know if it's an offence. It might be. Yeah, right through the red light, look. Right through the red light. They don't give a shit, do they? I bet that's some foreign bastard driving that certain taxi. Right over the white line, right over the red light, doesn't give a fuck. You know, just because you're driving a taxi doesn't mean you should drive through a red light, does it? You know? No. There's one person watching. You know, I mean that, to me, like if I was a taxi driver, I wouldn't go through red lights and I would still drive pretty much the same, I suppose, yeah. Which is pretty badly, but fuck, go right through a fucking red. That's fucking annoying, actually, isn't it? Oh, Jesus. That's the problem with doing the live stream, is that I can't get that on as a short, you know. That's the sort of thing I would have had as a short. But the one way around it would be to have the other thing mounted. I guess you don't want to have too many fucking phones in your car when you're driving. It doesn't look right, does it? They'll say, what the fuck's going on here? Although I could video the actual live stream, you know, from my computer. So it's a recording of a recording. It's probably not the best right now. That went through a red light as well. Does nobody give a fuck about red lights here? Fuck. I must be a right fucking... I'm the only person that obeys the lights in Edinburgh. This is the thing, they bring all this, like, 20 zones and all this shit out. These drivers don't give a fuck about any of that stuff. They do not give a flying fuck about it. And we've just witnessed that, haven't we? There's two of them going right through red lights. And that'll be another. I'm blaming it on foreigners, eh? Well, that's that Indian guy was crossing the central reservation in a fucking, what was it, a 30-foot trailer or something? I don't know, how long is a trailer? He must be going the wrong way or something. So he's going across the reservation, and a car, like, who the fuck would do that? You know, well, we've got motorways here, they've got freeways, but there's a thing for the police to turn round, or you know, emergency services. That's what it's for. Like, nobody else is meant to use that. You get off at the next exit, don't you? So he fucking drove across, turned round, and the car drove straight into the truck. And I think it's just because of where it comes from, just the way they drive. And you see the accidents they've got in India, on the Indian roads. Let's get on here then. We've got the police. What the fuck's going on here? Oh, it's a fucking crash. It'll be one of these clowns that fucking one of these clowns that's fucking, is it the freaking same idiot that aye. Now there's an example of, well, I've got the dash cam now, I could get it off the dash cam. So we're live streaming, we got Vauxhall Astra. Aye. Vauxhall Astra crashed into a barrier. Aye. We did, we got that, aye. Tell you what we could do, well no, you could. You could play it back and video it with the other phone. Yeah, that's the freaking way to do it. Well, it's not going to be ideal, but it'll be a way of seeing it. It's because I've done a live stream, so if I'd done the video I could have put it on as a short right away, you know. Because it's an accident situation, but at the end of the day, it's when I got a lot of views from that, probably, well, maybe. I don't, like, working out what's going to be a big view video is really weird. There's one I did today, and it was me shutting the boot of the sit-in, and it's like 1,300 views. Well, why would people watch that? But there was butane gas in the boot, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. So hopefully it's quiet up here. Hope it is. So I'm looking forward to my break down in Silith. Oh, it's quiet. Yeah, it's quiet. So it's going to be, we're going to get pulled down and get to sleep. And that's going to be fine. Fine. What the fuck we got up here? We got that was there last week. Yeah. Why? Might get these cones moved out the way. So thanks for coming along, guys. There's 2 people watching. Oh, I've got a dash cam. What I'll do? I've got to take. It's live. The dash cam. I usually leave it on all night, but obviously it'll override the footage of that crash. So, it should be all right if I just. Well, I'll use it on the way home. I don't know. I don't know how much it. I'm not sure how much it fucking takes. The dash cam, you know, the card. What do you call it? The card on it. I've got another dash cam in here actually. So I'm I'm looking at nicking one of them traffic cones. They're going to know it's me, aren't they? Because by the time they get that job finished, there's going to be like 1 traffic cone left. And because the other guy's been nicking them as well. I mean, how fucking weird is that? But like, 2, like, the other guy's in his mid-60s. Like, oh, what did you do last night? Oh, I went out and nicked some traffic cones. Oh, that sounds fucking quite exciting. Really, it's like really sad and tragic, isn't it? This is where you are with your life. Just fucking nicking traffic cones. You start up your own wee business. But who's going to buy traffic cones? Nobody. You can't do fuck all with them, can you? I think I'm doing it to piss off the numpty neighbour next door. Because he was complaining about... The last time I spoke to him was 2 years ago. And I decided I wasn't going to speak to him again. Because he kept using me all the time. That's the only way he operates. Anyway... He complained about my garden. And I'm fucking sure the traffic cones, because I put them up on the wall, because his wife's looking at the window. So every week they'll look out and they'll put an extra traffic cone there. Because it's not normal. It's not normal to have traffic cones. But I'm not normal. So I'm not fucking normal. So I'm obviously not normal. So you know, like it is. It's not exactly posh, but it is quite posh where I live. I wouldn't call it posh, but it's kind of middle. It's middle class. So they've got the bridge. Well, I don't know if they've got a bridge club. You know, but it's kind of like that. It's just quiet and you know, like. But fuck, everywhere's got weirdos in it. I've realised that, right? It doesn't matter where you're talking about. You go anywhere, there'll be some fucking arsehole living there. But obviously in the shit areas, there's more arseholes, isn't there? But when you go to the fucking more, yeah, I mean, look at Nicola Sturgeon. She lives fucking housing scheme, doesn't she? There's like detached houses. Quite, I forgot what the name of it is called. I've forgotten. Just off the M74. She's a total cowherd. See that book and that, and I'm starting to go, maybe she's not that bad. Aye, she fucking is. Look what she did to us. Well, that fucking scamdemic was on the go. And we had to wear masks and everything to go for a pint of milk and all that shit. I did that. It's because I don't want to fall out with people. But when you think about it now, that was wrong. And then maybe we should have fought it more. I was just wandering around the country. I was told by this, oh, you can't go out. You're putting people at risk. How the fuck am I putting anybody at risk? Wandering around on a hill. So the whole thing was wrong. Like everything the government does, what it should have done is locked down the vulnerable people, the elderly, and the infirm. And there's no way they should have damaged young people's lives like that. Well, were they? Did they damage them? Well, probably. I think everything they're doing is damaging. I think so, aye. What, I go and have a look at the cows? Oh, God. Could, fuck, nobody's giving a fuck about the cows. Nobody cares about the fucking cows. Right? Oh, there's a pen. Oh, shit. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares. I'm trying to find a light. I've got lights, but like not the light that. So where did that light? Where did I see that? I don't know where it is. Where the fuck did the light go? Where's the light? Oh, I know what it was. It was in the fucking white car. The light. It can be a bit of a guddle living in a van. Like, people say, oh, you live in a van, and it's like, well, I live in a house, but like when you go out in the, what I mean is when I go out in the van, it's a bit tricky. So that's not the best light. I've got one that we'll go and look at the cows. Do you want to see the cows? Oh, this is the fucking holder that fucked up. What's that noise? I don't know how to get in here. Wow. Oh, look at that one, that's a beauty. Oh, I love that one, aye. Oh, I will have that cone. We'll get that on the way back. So it's quite quiet in here tonight. We're going to have a look at the we'll look at that one, that's a cracker. Why? I can't believe I'm wandering around Edinburgh at fucking 1:30 in the morning. See that roadworks, right? That's been like that for a whole fucking week. This country is going. You know, we used to laugh at communist Russia. We used to laugh about it. I don't know if you lot are, whoever's watching, are you older like me? And now this country's gradually getting like that. When, like, things just don't happen. They don't have the money, and they don't have this, and they don't have that. They have money for all sorts of weird, stupid things. And that's what it's turned out like. It's turned into a communist dictatorship. That's what's happened, aye. There we go, like, there we go. Do you know, I did a video of this last week. I don't think MD cares about the bloody cows. They're fucking real. See, this sort of light's fucking hopeless. It shines. Ah, it does shine it a bit, doesn't it? Is that a cow or a horse? It's a cow. It's a bit fucking weird looking at them, isn't it? I think it is. You actually always feel like it's going to like start running or something. Well, there was sheep as well, but somebody nicked them. Genuine real cows. So that was a little treat, wasn't it? I don't know if there's a hole in the fence up there. Might be. I think there must be. Because I've seen people walking up this way. Right then, people. Thanks for coming along. I feel a bit better now. There isn't any way out of here. There isn't. There is. There is. There is. There's a way out up in the corner. Don't you worry about that. I'll show you it right now. I think it's about time I got to my bed. There, look. Bedtime. Oh, so there's Asda up there. Right, guys. Right. I think it's time to call it a day. So thanks for coming along. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll get you in the next video. We're going now. Alright. Over and out. Bye. Yes, I'm sure.